What's going on, everybody? All right. Very late Sunday night slash Monday morning. I want to put this out there for you. Maybe this could help a lot of people out that are in all these plays: the GTIs, the Sundials, the GameStop, the AMC, Finger, COSM, all of them, all the meme stop. Have you ever stopped to ask yourself, is possible that the entire market is nothing but a computer program that's running to stack the odds in favor of who runs the markets? You probably haven't asked that, but let me just put it this way. Ask yourself a question: who runs the market? Who runs the stock market? Little question you can ask yourself. You put your money in it, your 401ks, your pensions, everything else like that. But have you ever thought about the whole process of it? It's no longer a firm having a couple of guys sitting in front of a couple of terminals, moving a book of business in and out of the market to make a profit. You have some of that. But everything is basically AI. Everything is AI. Every morning, the major firms, AI takes a look at all pending orders that are basically coming. They front load everything. There's no possible way of beating it unless you have another AI system. It's a high frequency game. If you think about it for a second, take a look at Wall Street. You have to step back for a second. It's basically big institutions selling financial products for people to invest in, your 401ks, pensions, yada, 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 yada. They have a bunch of people that go out there and solicit people that have money to invest in their firm because, they got the right assets under management. But the reality is, you got one or two smart guys on top using AI technology to do what they have to do. So where does the retail investor fall into all this? If you know at the end of the day, this type of technology has taken over the market, and the major players in this have some AI systems that, proprietary, nobody can see what it is or whatever. They don't lose unless when they do stupid things and get caught on the other side. But they technically in the market do not lose. That's why you can take a look at the stocks. Doesn't matter what stock you look at. No matter what happens, no matter what the inflow is, the volume, it doesn't matter. They can control it. They can control it across the board. They can manage, a stock that has like 50 something days of failed to delivers, but they still manage to have the price at a certain point, and they still continue having a certain rhythm. But when it goes up, they stop it. When it goes down, they don't stop it. Who do you think is doing the pulling of the switches on this? Do you understand that the stock market is nothing but a flight simulator? Now, when I was younger, that wasn't the case. I've seen stocks move. I've seen big whales move stocks. It was different back then. It was paper. There wasn't no AI. You actually had high-level traders, working desks, people hunting for information slash tips slash information, that type. And that's how the market moved with corporate information, numbers put out. But now it's not the case anymore. You can have a hot stock with a lot of retail investment going into it, all the positive information, everything you need to happen, the stock goes down. Calls don't end in the money when they're supposed to. Numbers are altered at the end of the day. Reason I'm putting this out there is because I think that everybody in all the stocks, the retail stocks, have to pull back and think yourself, yeah, they let you win a little bit of money. Every now and then I've had, what I made was from Wall Street. But that being said, I look at things now and it's almost like you're getting deeper and deeper and deeper, and the machine is now just doing blatant wild stuff against retail. Look at all these stocks. At the end of the day, the CEOs, they basically, when they get in trouble, that the stock, whatever, reverse split. They screw you over on that side as well. Who's talking to these CEOs? Who's telling them to do this stuff? You know, it's it's one of these things where you need to look at it and think to yourself like, why didn't AMC run? Now I know we have Popcorn creating Ape and everything else like that, but think about everything else that happened along the way. All those synthetics, everything that was happening, all those failed to deliver. It was just basically a madhouse. But it was almost like a giant simulation. Look, neither here nor there. You can continue investing, you can hold, I got my shares. But I've come to that point in my life where I can technically say this stock market is nothing but a giant illusion. There's no way it's real. It's not. And you might say, well, isn't crypto the same way? I could say a lot of it is. But there are some coins that unfortunately to the haters out there actually have application that has nothing to do with speculation. There's no way around it. Those coins have to be used, their technologies. Look, sirens. Remember the old days? You can see the coins on the ledger. You can see when they're implemented. You can see the partnerships. It's technology. It's not a stock. You know, my last two stocks that I have some RNVA and my AMC. I'm really thinking about tomorrow morning, just basically saying, go fuck your mother completely to the stock market. And you may say, Lou, why you come to that conclusion? It's just like, whatever gains you make, they erase it somehow. Whatever they do. Most people that got pensions now don't even know that they're never going to be able to cash those 401ks, please. It's just a big simulation. That being said, the reason why these coins are attractive to me, besides the fact that I know there's going to be a lot of money involved in it, is the fact that this is something that Wall Street doesn't control yet. They would like to. Look at what they're doing to one of the coins. They're going after it completely. But they can't control it. Can't stop it, can't short it, can't clone it, can't do nothing. It's a technology that at the end of the day, they don't control, but it represents the future movement of money and assets. Paper assets. That could be anything. Ask yourself that question. Who runs the stock market? And are we really investing in something that's a free market anymore? We're not in a free country. We don't have free politics anymore as far as all, who you choose. We don't have any of that stuff. Freedom of press. All the media is all compromised. What makes you think that the market is any different? Think about this. I started this game in '87. I still remember. I started this game on the first week of April of 1987. I was a kid. No, but yeah, it was 86. Yeah, I was 86. It was the year before I graduated. It was paper back then. It was sloppy, but it was paper. Now it's a totally different thing. But I'm going to give you an example of what the future is. And this is why Wall Street, at the end of the day, hates a specific coin. Talking about XRP. I'm going to draw three circles. Okay. First circle here, United States starts rolling, and then you can start doing investments in America. You can invest in railroads, utility, farmland, and companies coming up like Ford, stuff like that, General Electric. Okay? Then after that era, the 50s, 60s, and 70s, then you start having the bigger market, Wall Street, where everybody has stocks and you can invest in these stocks, and it represents companies from all around the world. Okay? This circle and this circle has pretty much been the domain of the Europeans and the Americans. You see this part right here? That's the next generation we're getting into right now. See, this here is not this part where you invest in American companies. No. or this part here, we invest in buying stocks of companies all around the world, Wall Street, buying stocks, shares in them. But America and the European markets control this now. See this here? This is the new world, the tokenization of assets from around the world. So a guy in Detroit can buy tokens that represent real estate in Dubai. A guy in Oklahoma can buy into a pharmaceutical company that's in South Africa. A guy in Singapore can buy tokens of a new startup company that's happening in Cleveland. This here is what Wall Street fears. They don't control this. They want to. They want to come out with their version of controlling everything, crypto and lawsuits. This is the future. It's not this one. This was small. This is when Henry Ford and Rockefeller, this is when they made their money. Then you had this. This is a time where, a guy in Boston could buy stock into Toyota in Japan because they were all part of one exchange called Wall Street. Now they don't have to be a part of any exchange. They don't have to comply with Wall Street. They don't have to be on the NASDAQ. They don't have to go IPO. This is different. Over here, they don't need this anymore or this. This is the true free open market. That is the XRP, XDC, and all that stuff. All this here, the tokenization of assets, where you can buy into these tokens that represent assets all around the world. This is the quadrillion-dollar market, probably more than that. Because think about it. A guy in Brooklyn can invest into an oil field project in Kenya by buying those tokens. And it has nothing to do with this. Not the BlackRocks, not the Morgans, not the Goldmans. Do you understand what I'm trying to tell you? This is obsolete. This is the future. This is the matrix right here. This represents the entire world moving assets without this or this. So ask yourself again, do you still believe in the Wall Street stock market model? Because the rest of the world doesn't. Tokenization of assets, companies, commodities. That's the future, and it's already here. That's what's different. Somebody asked me earlier today, I forgot his name too, it was Gerald. I think it's Gerald. He asked me how XRP is different, XLM is different than AMC. I think that explains it. This is from a guy that's been around this stuff. It took me about a year to know the ins and outs and stuff like that, back then, understanding what that was. I can tell you from a person that actually walked the actual pit, what we have now is a simulation. Your broker is a simulation. It's not even a broker. It's a technology partner to other brokers. That's how they park your orders. Think about that. Look, I'm going to leave you with this. I'm the guy that told you they were parking orders and rerouting them. Okay? I'm the guy that told you there was a secondary book system out there. Now they call it dark pools. There was a secondary book system out there. I'm the guy that told you that they have these giant databases where basically they can see the real numbers that are going on there. I'm the guy that told you that all those lines, W's, Fibonacci's, all that nonsense, I said that doesn't mean anything. Because the way this is working out is the ebb and flow, they control it, they park everything. I'm also the guy that told you that Wall Street has these CEOs on their knees because they place them in companies. I'm the guy that told you that these board members are placed inside by the largest institutes in order to make sure that the company does what it has to do. I'm the guy that told you that the shares that they created called APE was nothing but a dilution in order to make sure that the big players didn't get hurt and transfer the voting rights. I'm the guy that talked about tokenization of stocks before anybody was talking about it. Remember, I told Popcorn back in 2021, I could assist, even out of my own pocket, to tokenize everything. But you can't do that with the rules in the game. Please understand something. When I'm telling you this is the matrix now, this market, and I just explained to you the future market, yeah, lot of YouTubers want to say a lot of different things. None of them made $1 in this world. It's all a facade, people. Make your money, protect yourselves, do what you have to do. Shine love. Good night. I'll see you tomorrow.